Edit. Thanks for all the comments. I'm trying my best to at least read them. I'm getting valuable life tips and ideas. I hope that this is useful to others as it is to me. Edit 2. I might as well share my best decision yet, even if I'm very young. You all shared amazing experiences, and I want to join the fun. I got into the hardest engineering college in my country without any basic knowledge. I had to study until 3 to 4 in the morning to make up for the lack of basic requirements. Fast forward 3 years. I'm still finishing my last exams while working in a very qualified and people-driven information technology company. I learned that if you have supportive surroundings, family, friends, partner, and a great will to succeed, you'll eventually accomplish most of the things you undertake. I repeat, I'm still very young, but life has yet to prove me wrong. I have to admit that the fact that it might scare me, but when the time comes, it'll be an opportunity to grow even more. Story 1. A number of people here are saying things like, marrying the right girl. The right girl didn't come along for me until much, much later. But I congratulate myself frequently for not marrying the wrong girl or, heavens forbid, buying a house and having kids with her. Story 2. Losing weight. It has been such a good thing. I was always interested in strength training and had a good amount of muscle built up, but I had no discipline in keeping body fat low. Since losing about 90 pounds of fat and having my muscles show through a lot more, I feel more confident, have more energy, and constantly receive compliments on my appearance and attention from people. It has been such a huge benefit to my mental health that I can't recommend it enough to anyone who is still overweight. Story 3. I worked in a computer numerical control shop and learned how all the machines work. Fast forward 10 years, and I now work at a medical research company as a prototyper. We are building a device to automate gene therapy, making it cheap and available for everyone. Edit. A lot of people are asking me what company I work for. I'm not going to reveal that here, but I will tell people if they direct message me. Story 4. Changing jobs a lot. They don't care about you, so don't feel bad. I've increased my salary faster than if I had stayed elsewhere. I still hate working, though. Story 5. Bought Apple at $14 in 1998 or split adjusted, maybe around $1 a share. It's amazing how much easier it gets to make money when you hit 6 figures in the bank. Story 6. First that comes to mind, lost weight. Started at age 27 and my dating life skyrocketed at 28. This led to more confidence, which led to making friends easier. This led to me wanting to focus on myself, which gave me a much healthier mindset. I also noticed the actual health benefits. Story 7. To seek counseling for my depression and dedicate 2 hours a day to myself. A year of counseling and spending 2 hours a day focused at the gym propelled me to achieve a few dreams I had written off previously. My head was clearer, my body fitter, my confidence higher. Walking in to meet with my psychiatrist and handing her a half-full bottle of antidepressants was the most liberating feeling at the time. I acknowledged their importance in getting healthy, and I knew it was time to let go of them. Things have been pretty good ever since. Story 8. I deleted all my social media right after college and stopped giving a damn about what everyone else was doing. I am 31 now, and apart from trying to convince women who don't already know me that I'm not a serial killer, I couldn't be happier. Story 9. Still in my 20s, but I have made countless mistakes and suffered from low self-esteem and self-degrading thoughts. After around 15 jobs in 4 years, no joke, I'm now fighting through the negatives, exercising most days, eating healthily, obtained a new part-time job, and applied for an electrical apprenticeship. Words cannot express how a little self-discipline can go a long way if you are having issues with your attitude in life. Start small, start with one thing and build. Don't overload too fast. And remember to enjoy your life. Not everything is a chore. You can enjoy it. Not everything is rosy yet, and even as I type this, I worry about my dedication to it all, but those are the exact thoughts that need to be removed from your mind. Story 10. Save money, rid yourself of debt as quickly as possible, and start a nest egg as early as you possibly can. Do not live beyond your means. That way, when you are retired, you will be set. Story 11. Traveling for over a year teaches you a lot about getting things done and doing what it takes to make a living. For example, I worked unofficially in Australia by walking along main streets and asking in every restaurant if they needed someone to wash dishes. I hauled garbage, picked fruit, shoveled manure on a farm, and worked on a fishing boat. The exposure to so many situations has been an immense benefit to my ability to make good choices with limited information. Story 12. Sticking it out with getting my master's immediately after getting my bachelor's was immensely challenging, as it was a 2 masters in 2 years program while I worked retail full-time. But I did it, and 2.5 years after I graduated, I'm in a nice job with a decent salary and excellent benefits. I view front-loading on advanced education in your 20s as insurance for your future, and the freedom it gives me in terms of being picky with employment is indescribable. Story 13. Lived with my parents after I graduated from college. I saved every dollar I had, paid off $30,000 of student loans in 7 months, practically paid off my truck, and saved up money for a 20% down payment on a brand new 3,000 square foot house in my wedding. I had no debt besides my house and had saved up a good amount of money for a rainy day. Story 14. I, a 27-year-old male, went out with a manipulative girl between the ages of 16 and 21 and was miserable for the last 2 years. I assumed I was just going to live an unhappy life forever, so I didn't upset her. I finally gathered the courage to break up with her and met someone who is now my fiancé and best friend. We have a baby on the way, and I could not be happier. Story 15. Taking full responsibility for my mental health. It's a long, enduring path that continues until your last day in this world. But I'm so glad I embraced the idea, accepted my reality, and am willing to get to work every day. It has mostly helped me embrace and move ahead from complicated grief, chronic loneliness, an abusive past, and both the anxiety of today and the uncertainty of the future. I'm my best companion, and I'm proud of it. Story 16. Learn about how to make your money work for you and how to build multiple revenue streams. Live frugally and invest as much as you can, but don't skip on experiencing things you want to experience, especially travel. Stay single until you've met your personal goals. It's a lot harder to start a risky business endeavor or ride a motorcycle from Portugal to Tajikistan if you're tied down. The first 2 points sound like generic advice, but they are cliché for a reason. The last point is seemingly more controversial, but the reality is your 20s are your time to build you. You have the whole rest of your life afterwards to keep building with someone else. After you've become a self-made millionaire, rock musician, motorcycle adventurer, or whatever it is you want to become. Story 17. Joined the military. Used the GI Bill to get a college degree, so no student loans, and now retired veteran with a monthly paycheck at age 38. Don't recommend for everyone, but it worked out for me. Plus, at age 20, took an assignment to Europe. Spent most of my adult life outside the United States. I live fully in the United Kingdom now. Free healthcare and living large with no kids. Story 18. I had back surgery when I was 26. The sciatic nerve was being crushed by a herniated disc. However, several doctors told me to just live with the pain as it was too risky. I finally found a doctor who was willing to help and do it immediately. That was 8 years ago, and now I'm able to lift as much as I want in the gym and do whatever I want without fear of leg or back pain. It was the best money I've ever spent. Story 19. I faked my way into and through jobs I had no idea how to do or wasn't qualified for, such as bartending, leasing, marketing, web and graphic design, and basic website fixes. Because of that, I found my true passion for technology and have all these skills that I can translate to almost anywhere. I have work experience equivalent, I have a degree in theater, and I have evolved at selling myself, also known as faking it. Story 20. Investing hard and not having children. Both have allowed me to enter my 30s feeling comfortable and well-prepared for the future. I still travel and enjoy life. I just wasn't foolish with my money like so many others. Story 21. After a few years in a job that I did not like and with few prospects for advancement, I decided to go back to college. I picked an institution that prioritized job placement and chose a 1-year program. Now, I am in a secure job. Story 22. I spent a lot of my 20s waiting for a life partner and being despondent when that didn't happen. Took some convincing, but late in my 20s, my friends convinced me to live for myself. I took up volleyball, traveled, and embraced the foodie side of myself. I haven't met that person yet, but I've been much happier for choosing to live my life instead of waiting around doing nothing. Story 23, approaching 28 this year. Nice to see this thread and what others have put up here. I would say exercise, invest in long-term, stable, diversified funds, and do some due diligence on riskier assets to maximize returns while you can afford the risk. Enjoy the moments of not being in a 9-to-5 job if you haven't crossed that bridge. Explore your interests and try new things. Keep your mind active and avoid substance abuse. Story 24. Number 1. Started contributing to a 401k as soon as it was available to me, over the match threshold. Number 2, bought a house. Turned $9,000 into $100,000 in 5 years. Used that to buy another house which has gained almost $200,000 in equity in 5 years. Wish I had started contributing to my Roth individual retirement account sooner though. Story 25. 1. Do not tie your life to your friends and family. If you see an opportunity for yourself, go ahead and take it. In the end, you are the one living your life. You can always reconnect with people, stay in touch long distance, and more. You cannot always pass by time-limited opportunities. Stay in shape. This is where you can build the habits and lifestyle that will ensure you reach your 80s and beyond. Now is the time to skip out on entire cakes and learn how to cook and stretch your body. Do not have children. Build up your financial foundation, your personal foundation, and choose what kind of lifestyle you want. If you get married and have children, you are anchoring yourself and committing to this lifestyle. Those children are going to need food, healthcare, education, parenting, life advice, friends, birthdays, and more. That is a good way to freeze up most of your time for the next 20 years or more. Do what you want. It is your life. You survive school and maybe college or the military. Follow your passions and interests. The 9-to-5 job will be there for you when you are ready. Story 26. The best ones always came from me jumping at an opportunity. I took a job on a fishing boat, applied to a newspaper, and asked that girl out. I worked as a commercial fisherman, paraeducator, and journalist before going to law school, where I am now, and I love that I have a well-rounded work experience that provides me a wide perspective on the world. Fake it until you make it. Story 27. Stopped partying every night and got serious about my job. Even though at the time I was essentially my boss's assistant. Got made fun of a lot for it. Lost a bunch of friends. Fast forward to now, our company is public and I will be a part of the 2 Comma Club in the next month. Story 28. Currently 23. Been investing since I was 19. Being financially smart and watching YouTubers all day, every day about finance. It's going to pay off when I'm older. It's already started to pay off for me. Story 29. Please quit smoking cigarettes, seriously. Now it's easier than ever with bars closed, or at least the idea of going to bars easily available. I smell better, feel better, and can enjoy physical activities so much more. It really opens up your dating pool too. It didn't make me look cool, it made me look like an idiot. Everyone in the military abuses nicotine and caffeine, and they can be hard habits to break after getting out, but do it for yourself and your loved ones. Story 30. Got married and had kids early. Seriously. No judgment towards the childless out there. I just knew I always wanted kids. Mine are fun as can be, and I'm enjoying having them around, but it's also pretty cool to know we'll be empty nesters at 47. I also got really into working out in my mid to late 20s, and nowadays it's almost completely a habit. Story 31. Staying single and being boring. I tried really hard to make friends and meet people I could go out and have fun with on vacation, but nothing really worked. But whatever. No alcohol, no drugs, no expensive nights out. Most of this was while I was in college, but what I lost in potential social value, I gained massively in financial growth. No money spent on weed, drinking, or mega expensive spring break vacations allowed me to buy pretty much whatever I wanted most days after typical expenses. Shame that COVID-19 pretty much destroyed all my progress. Now I have no money and no friends. Story 32. Bought a co-op apartment in New York City when I was 24 and got married for about $2,000. It's been paying dividends ever since, and now at 63, It has become the cherry on top for a good retirement. Thanks to my wife, who never let me sell it previously. Story 33. I've just planted the fruit recently, but finally got student loans paid off and money invested in an individual retirement account and mutual fund. If I can manage to stay employed and keep putting money in, I should be in for a comfortable retirement. Story 34. Living well under my means. I went to community college. We bought a small, older starter home. Most of our friends were applying for and living in the most extravagant cars, homes, and lifestyles they could qualify for. Now they're in debt and stuck in the same cycle, while my husband and I are just now in our dream home and getting quite financially comfortable. It was difficult at the time. Our vacations were smaller and our house was not one for entertaining. The cars and things we owned weren't pretty or glamorous, but we learned a lot about what life is really about and how to best set up a life where we can be truly free. Not easy with the pressures of society, but totally worth it. Story 35. Mine was getting therapy. I'm now happily married to a beautiful wife with 2 kids. I am 42. If I hadn't had therapy, I wouldn't have been able to cope with the responsibility that having a wife and family bestows on you. I possibly would have ended up divorced early on, or the relationship may never have developed. I now have much clarity in my life and know what I want in life, and I'm prepared to get it. I am truly blessed and grateful to be where I am now. If you have any doubts, I'd say see somebody as soon as possible. Good luck. Story 36. After my divorce at age 25, I was overweight and headed toward lifelong health issues. A month or so prior, I had decided to sign up for my first ever 5-kilometer race just because my now ex-wife convinced me to run one with her. She came from a family of runners, and I did not. Well, not 2 weeks after running that 5-kilometer race with her, she left me for her lover, and I was quite bitter. So I kept running, partially for my health benefits and partially as a way to prove my ex wrong, as she had told me multiple times that she wasn't attracted to me because I was overweight and out of shape. At first, I was fueled primarily by my desire to prove her wrong about me. My former in-laws and I were still on good terms. They told me they were running a half marathon in October of that year and would like me to train and run it with them, and I accepted. Now, going on 9 years later, with multiple half and full marathons along with a Tough Mudder, a 14er, and over 3,000 miles under my belt, I can honestly say that the divorce saved my life, or at least my lifelong health. I've lost over 50 pounds and greatly improved my wellness and fitness, both physical and mental, and it is a significant part of my life and lifestyle now. It started purely out of spite,